What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I got to have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me? This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with us. Thank y'all for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, family? It is Friday. It seemed like this week went faster than usual. It's Friday. I see y'all in the chat. Room 9 in the building. What's going on, friends? Yeah, the Knicks won last night. Man, listen, I ain't betting on this playoffs no more. I didn't bet on last night, but I ain't betting on the playoffs no more because it's too unpredictable. This has been the most unpredictable playoffs that I've ever experienced in my entire life. The only sure bet, this is what I've learned. I did a little bit of research yesterday. The only sure bet that you have is that Angel Reese is going to always miss her first shot every single game. There has been people that has been prop betting on Angel Reese missing her first shot every single game, and they have been winning every single game. Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, there is a prop bet that Angel Reese, like the different bets that you can make throughout the who makes the first shot, all of that stuff. There's a prop bet to see if Angel Reese is going to miss her first shot every single game, and they have been winning every game. I think that might be the bet that I take. That may be the bet that I take. Somebody say, Anton, why are you wearing two watches? Because this is a watch that I like to wear. This is the watch that I'm using in order to make sure I get my steps in. But that's not why I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing it today because the camera that you guys see me on is I'm using the back of an iPhone camera. But it's also a camera that I'm using in order to get a business call. So I'm waiting on a phone call to come in so that I can actually go and pick up a truck. So yeah. I am looking to go pick up a truck. I ain't seen Jerry in a really get as active as she used to in a minute. What's up, Jerry? What up, everybody? What up, Jesse, Dean? Yeah, my truck is in. So a lot of people that follow me on the Darth Anton channel, I had ordered a black label Navigator, the new 2025 Navigator. And so that is in. They called me this morning and said your truck is in. And I have one more thing that I need to do before I go and pick it up. So I'm supposedly either picking it up today or picking it up Monday. And I got to make sure that I get the PIN number for the A plan papers before I go and pick it up. Yeah. I chose the Escalade over. No, I got another phone that I regularly use, but the bat phone, the phone that the family like that my immediate family have, that's usually the phone that I stream on. I chose a Navigator over the Escalade. And my brother, I called him. I said, hey, man, give me that employee pricing. Give me them A-plan papers. So anytime I buy a Ford vehicle or I buy a Chrysler vehicle or I buy a Big Three vehicle, I have close family members that can give me, we call them A-plan papers. They now call them employee pricing, but we always call them A-plan papers. And so I'm waiting on them to get me my A-plan papers, because with A-plan, I get roughly $11,000 off of the purchase price of the vehicle. So ain't no way in the world I'm not going to take advantage of that. Yeah. Then I got to drop it off at the customizer, get the windows tinted, get the wheels done, maybe get a wrap on it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yep, you know what it is, DJ Ace. Shout out to Ben Allmark and all of the common sense thinkers inside of the chat. Is that a percentage or a flat 11,000? I don't know how they do it. I think it's a percentage of whatever the purchase price is. Maybe 10% or something like that. 8%, 9%, 10%. I have no idea. But I asked the dealer, my guy, and I said, hey, how much is it off? What's the difference? Because you know how we do. We don't be wanting to wait. I'm looking at the Grand Prix right now. That's tripped out. I'm looking at the Detroit Grand Prix, the race cars. They're going through their trials right now, right on Jefferson. But I asked him, I said, how much is it? He said it's roughly $11,000. So it depends on the price of the vehicle. But I got a black label, and so I'm pretty sure that it's the highest amount. It's 10% off MSRP. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, looking forward to getting that. I got my brother coming in town, so that's why I'm here instead of in a studio. My brother, his wife, and all of that, they're gonna be here, and so I got to get my place together because I hear they plan on spending a lot of time downtown and being on a rooftop and all of that. So I got to get my place together. Let me go look at some of these cash apps and then super chats, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the show. Shout out to Spencer Campbell. I appreciate you, Spencer Campbell, for holding me down. Shout out to Mike, that dude. Thank you for holding me down. Chef G Rap, I am going to look at it. Trini Life says, amazing effing show last night. Shout out to Trini Life. Can y'all hear the cars? Can y'all hear the Grand Prix cars? That's pretty tripped out. Okay, so then we got good noise deadening sounding in here, so everything is good if y'all can't hear it. But I'm literally looking at them going back and forth up and down Jefferson. A lot of the streets is blocked off, all of that. Here, let me see if y'all can see this. Can y'all see them going up and down the street? Right there? Y'all don't see them going up and down the street right here? I'm not about to zoom in. Nope. But I'm going to be on the rooftop later on today. I'm going to be on the rooftop later on today. Yeah, they going down this street right here. So, and then you see the Chevy, because that's General Motors. That's General Motors headquarters right there. That's the new Hudson's building right there. And so that's the city. This is the convention center, the conference convention center. Canada, rest of the city. So different parts of the city, all over the city. So it's a nice view, nice little cute view. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. Am I going what, to the Grand Prix? Probably just go on the rooftop. Because I can walk. Literally, I can walk right up the street. Did y'all check out After Hours last night? After Hours was dope. After Hours was dope. All right, let me read some of these super chats real quick. Melvin Johnson says, hold on, let me look up something. Melvin Johnson says, salute Captain AD and the Bag Chasers. My baby girl told me yesterday that you remember when Anton told me happy birthday. So yes, it's my daughter's 7th birthday, and she wanted that shout out. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yo, God bless you. You're getting older. I think that you're going to be great and successful when you have some phenomenal parents. And I like both of your parents. Both your mom and your father is dope. Laquan says, Anton, how heavy do your truck need to be to get a tax write-off? I believe it's 6,000 pounds. If I'm not mistaken, is it 6,000? I think it's 6,000 pounds. No More Excuses says, good morning, AD. Have you ever thought about building a classic or street strip car? If so, what would it be? I don't know about building. I like my stuff already done. The only thing right now that I'm looking for that's a little bit older is a GNX. So I want a GNX and or just a regular Grand National. So I like Grand Nationals, 1986 specifically. And one of the reasons why I like Grand Nationals is because my first vehicle, the car that I purchased with my own money and I went to work for, shout out to all of the entitled people in the world, was a 1986 Buick Regal. Yes, 1986 Buick Regal was the first car that I ever purchased in my entire life. It's an awesome vehicle. It's an absolutely awesome car. I regretted letting it go when I let it go because y'all wouldn't even believe how I got rid of my first car. You wouldn't believe it if I told you, bro. You know how I got rid of my first car? I gave it away. I gave it away. I gave my first car away, bro. It's crazy. I gave it away to somebody that needed it. I've always been a very, very, very generous person. I've always been a very generous person. I gave my first car away to a person that needed it because I went and bought a Burgundy Mercury Sable. And after I bought a Burgundy Mercury Sable, I had 2 cars and I wound up giving it away. Somebody said, did they keep it up? Nope, they sure didn't. They messed it up. And that's what made me started to regret giving it away. I got sour after that because I thought that the person would actually take care of it, but they had this like sense of entitlement and I just couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake it. It bothered me to my core that this person absolutely 100% just ruined it. Ruined everything. I couldn't believe how much they was ungrateful and they didn't take care of that car. I love that car. I put everything that I could into that car. Put my own hard-earned money. I worked very, very hard on that car and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. But I was always been generous. I've always been a helpful person. I've always been very, very generous with my money, my resources, my time, and whatever it is that I could do for people. And so I was like, well, I can only drive one at a time. And it was a homeboy, and he really needed a car. He had just got married, and he was trying to figure it out, and he was trying to get his stuff together. And so he said that he needed a car, and it was actually my homeboy, and he had married one of my cousins. And so when he did that, you know, I gave him the car. He trashed it. He trashed it. He drove it like it was stolen. And I regretted it. And I never really got over that. Never got over that. And so that's when I realized a lot of my life lessons and a lot of the advice that I give to you guys, it all comes from real life experiences. It comes from things that I've seen, things that I've done, how I've contributed into the economy, how I've contributed to other people and all of that. And so when I speak on something or when I say something in particular, I'm not saying it just because it sounds good, or I'm not saying it, I don't say, hey man, I don't believe that y'all deserve nothing. I've learned over the years, and that's not the only event or that's not the only situation, but I've learned over the years that when people don't earn it for themselves and when it's given to them, they don't learn the lesson and they don't appreciate it. And so eventually what they're going to do is they're going to fumble it. They are going to fumble it. People that don't work for it, people that don't hustle, people that don't grind, they are going to ultimately fumble it. They don't care. They never going to appreciate it. I've learned over the years that people that you hire them, but they never going to appreciate your business in the same way that you appreciate your business. They never going to hold it down the same way that you do. And so if you go through life feeling like you have to have a sense of entitlement or you got to help everybody, you're going to be very disappointed. Real talk. I've learned through the years that if you think that people are going to value something because you value it, if you think that you can give back to the community and it's going to be beneficial for them, a lot of times what you're doing is that you're hindering them and you hurting them more than you helping them. You're hurting them more than you helping them. You can't help somebody a lot of times before it's their time. And that's why a lot of times we got to pray for discernment. You have to pray for understanding. And even the Bible says, in everything that you do, you got to get understanding. You have to get understanding because you think you helping somebody. I've seen plenty of mothers. I've seen plenty of women, even growing up. I've seen plenty of women every single time that their son went to jail, every single time that their son got into a pickle, they bailed him out. They went and helped him. The guy didn't start to feel entitled and he go off on the mother and stuff like that. And you not helping him. You hurting him. You need to let him sit there. Let him, if he know that he gonna get out of jail every single time that he do something wrong because all he got to do is call mama, or if he know that you're gonna come up to the school and cuss the teacher out, and if he know that when he grows up, you automatically got something waiting for him. And it's much different for women than it is for men. It's much different for girls than it is for guys. If you keep raising your son with a sense of entitlement, I know, you different. Your situation is different. Your son is a good kid. He get good grades in school. So you going to automatically give it to him and you going to bless him and all that. I know I heard all of that bullshit before. I'm telling you, you fucking him up. You ruining your son. You're going to mess up his life and it's your fault. When he grows up to be a sissy, when he grows up to be sassy, when he grows up and he feels a sense of entitlement, because you know what's going to happen? It's not about good grades. It's not about a job. It's not about any of that. It's about how you respond to bad situations, how you respond when you are in a negative situation. Are you able to stand on your own without the person that's been carrying you the whole time? And that's the thing that you got to have a conversation about. No matter how old we got, we always was mindful of the idea that, man, if anything was to ever happen to my father, would I be able to survive on my own? Because that's the first thing that came into my mind when I had to move back into my parents' basement when I went broke in 2008. I was 26 years old. And I had to depend on my parents. And so that's when I started to figure it out. And I was like, you know what? This is crazy. I'm not telling you that you can't do stuff for your kids. What I am telling you is that you handicapping them. Don't let them leave the house until they're ready. It's not always about that, but allow for them to fail in controlled environments. You think that you different and that because you are successful and somehow you don't want them to learn the same lessons that you have. And I don't mean that they got to go in the hood. That don't mean that they got to go in and suffer through the exact same things that you suffer through, but they not going to die if you don't buy him a car. If he need to learn what it feel like to catch the bus. He can walk. What's wrong with him walking? Oh, it's dangerous out here. I don't want to. So you making him gay. And I'm telling you, it's going to be that first sign of distress. Everything is always good when everything is good. Everything is awesome when everything is awesome. When nobody got no complaints and everything is, it's just like relationships. It's just like relationships. Everything is great as long as the money is flowing. How do you respond under duress? That's the true test of a relationship. That's how you know that you're with the person that you're supposed to be with. What are they going to do and how much are they willing to take when everything ain't going right? How would your kids completely fail and fall off the map if you wasn't able to take care of them, but they got laid off from their job? How would they respond? Would they go homeless? Do they know how to hustle? Do they know how to fix their own car? Every time he crashes his car, he don't even appreciate it. You go and get him a new one. You go and get it fixed and all of this other stuff. What would he do? What would he do? Can he survive on his own? That's the true measure of a man is can you survive? That's the true measure of a parent is have you raised your child to where they can survive on their own or are they always going to be your little baby? Because don't know about no woman, won't no man that's always whining and calling his mama every time he get in trouble. I know grown men that when they got into it with their wife, they called their mama. It's crazy. It's a real thing. I'm talking about grown men. I know grown men who don't work, but they wife work. I've seen it all, bro. I've seen it all. I'm telling you, I've seen it all. I know grown men who don't work because they got to be home with their mothers, and their wife is the one that's the breadwinners. Don't tell me that it ain't no homosexuals out here. They read. They read all day. Real talk. They read all day. Cool people, good people. They not necessarily bad people. They not criminals. They not none of that stuff. But they chilling. Chilling. Been married for a long time. Ain't never really had a real job. I know some real homosexuals out here. Seriously. No small children. They just husband and wife. Husband and wife. Crazy. Crazy. You don't want your daughter in that situation. I promise you. You don't want your daughter in that situation. You really don't. Honest to God, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the real life truth. Let that little dude fail. Let him figure it out. Let him go through it. Let God deal with him. Sometimes it's easier to deal with them when they're young so that they don't got to learn a lesson when they get older. It ain't worth it. Now these dudes, everything too hard. Man, I got to deliver these packages. Man, I don't want to work in the factory when I'm younger because you know what I'm saying? I got to stand on my feet all day. What you mean you got to stand up all day? Where did they breed these little niggas from? Where they breed these little dudes from? Yes, and they married. Man, I don't like this, man. You mean I got to be here for 8 hours? All you doing is sitting down and taking phone calls, bro. You already doing a female's job. You in the call center, big dog. You're in the call center. Man up. Go get that money and then level up and become something different. Man, I don't want to do nothing different. I'm okay with just being regular. What's wrong with making $50,000 a year? I'm sorry. You want to live in the hood for the rest of your life? You know, our relationship has outgrown itself. I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out the door. I ain't dealing with that nonsense. I know some weak people. And you know what the funniest part about it is? And we're gonna go ahead and get started with the show. The funniest part about the whole situation is that they get fresh as hell on the weekend so they can go and bag them a new chick. They get dog. They got a couple hookups, or they occasionally go and get them a fresh new this. They know how to put a hookup together and they know how to spit that game. They know how to present themselves. You meet them in the bar or you meet them wherever it is. I met this nice guy. They know how to get fresh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They know how to get fresh. 100%. They car gonna be clean. They've been working on it all weekend. They got the armor all on the tires. The inside is pristine. He well put together. That nigga's a hobo. I'm telling you, they real in the field. Real in the field. Oh, but let the ladies tell it. Let the women tell it. Anton, you hate, all you ever talk about is black. I talk about everybody. I talk about degeneracy. And if it don't apply, then let it fly. I talk about everybody. I talk about men, women, white, black, young, old, hobo, all of that. I talk about everybody. I know people that's out here in these streets, and they will give you a good presentation layer. They're going to be fresh. They're going to line up and trick you out your socks, trick you out your position, trick you out your position. Real talk. Y'all ready to get started with the show? I'm telling you, they out here. They out here. I have 300K in equity and want to use some for my business. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you pull a dime of equity out of your house. Bam Bam Lynch, don't you pull a dime of equity out of your house. Listen, worst case scenario, go and take out a loan. But don't take it out in equity in your house, because all you're doing is paying that back in interest. If you take out a business loan, a lot of times, what'll happen is you can leverage that money, but don't have to pay it back in taxes because you don't have to pay it back in loans. So that's the money that you use in order to expand your business. But I don't want you to do that either. How profitable is your business? Don't you take out one dime. Don't you take out one dime of equity in your business. You leave it alone. Figure it out. So, Anton, you don't believe in having a HELOC? No, I don't think you should have a. Bro, I work for the bank. I work for the mortgage. The home equity line of credit is just making the bank more money. What do you need that for? It's like a credit card, but your home is collateral. Why would you take the equity out of your house? Don't take no equity out of your house. I don't care how much you got the house for. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Do not take the equity out of your house, and do not get a HELOC. Leave your house alone, bro. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. You're mortgaging your future. Go and get it. Go and get it another way. Go and get it another way. Don't touch your house. I'm not going to keep on telling y'all that. Let's see. Give to the poor and stop buying cars. I do. And you know what else I do? I give to the rich. I give to you. I give y'all bonuses. I make sure that, see, what Quentin ain't going to tell y'all is that every other month or every month, they always get an increase in their pay every single time. Hey, have y'all noticed that none of the people that work with me, because I don't consider them working for me, I consider them working with me. Have y'all noticed that all of the people that work with me, none of them ever complain? We ain't never had a money problem. We ain't never had oh man, how much you giving us? You ain't never heard nobody say that on my team. Nobody. Nobody. You have never heard anybody say that they got a money problem on my team. We don't believe in that. Thanks to you and the Bag Chasers, I make my first 10K this morning. The Patreon is such a great resource. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Shout out to PJ getting his first 10K. Look at Quentin. Quentin gonna be on the live stream tonight. Don't worry about it. We don't know which version of Quentin we're gonna get. We don't know if we're gonna get Q Diddy Quentin, Darth Quentin. We don't know. Andre Andrews says, my brother's first car was a black Grand National, got stolen on Linwood. Oh, he had it on Linwood. Dave G says, that's that laugh that keep from crying laugh over that car situation. Yeah, I'm still brokenhearted over that. Please tune in tonight. Red Cup Talks with Mika for her appearance on Pop and Politics podcast at 9 p.m. Are y'all subscribed to Red Cup Talks with Mika? Make sure y'all subscribe to that too. Shout out to Shantia. Craig G says, morning AD and the Bag Chasers. Are we going to have the Millionaire Morning Show or the Millionaire Crash Out Show? Just getting an understanding. I'm letting y'all determine how the show got though today. All right. So this is what I had planned for y'all. I said, I'm trying something new. I'm trying something new. And what I'm going to do today on a Friday. All right. And we're going to see how I go today. And then we're going to play it by ear. Because I got some subjects planned. But if I see somebody in the chat says something like, yo, Anton, have you seen this? Or Anton, can you pull this up? Then I'm going to be open to pivoting the show and talking about whatever it is that y'all think is relevant. Whatever subject that y'all want me to cover on this Friday, I'm going to be more open-minded to talk about it. All right. So that's how we're going to play it. 392Q says, can we get a Saturday night V-neck black tea live? I don't have no more V-necks. Oh, Saturday night live? No, because I got to go to a birthday party. Jack, that's why my brother is in town. Shout out to Jack. Well, I appreciate you. Mr. Lot says, those are the type of men that pass away shortly after their wives pass. Facts. They can't function. Grown men who are literally tethered and dependent on a woman is sad. James, thank you, Mr. Lot. James Watt says, morning AD in the back chases. Preach. Preach. I love Dolph. Eddie A says, are you going to cover Putin disobeying Trump on a peace treaty, sending 900 drones to Ukraine? Putin disrespected the president. If that's what you want me to cover, I'll cover it. Nice for everything says, good morning. I'm late to class, but I'm here. Welcome, welcome. Enforcer says, I get tired of the same people that always have something to say about everybody else complaining that you're talking down on them. I don't. Dog, let me tell you something, Enforcer. I had one of the best months ever in May. May, we smoked it. We killed May 100%. I could tell you right now that on the Anton Daniels channel, not even with shorts, let me see if I can pull that up. Because it's 2 days behind. We did over 21 million views on the Anton Daniels channel alone. Over 1.5 million hours of watch time. And it's behind 2 days. And it only show you the last. So really, it's showing you the last 26 days. It's not even showing you the 30 days. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. So we good. We good. We kill it. We smoke. We smoke. That ain't got nothing to do with Millionaire Morning Show. That ain't got nothing to do with After Hours. We smoke. We smoke. We killed it. And honestly, bro, I feel like I'm on the cusp of something great. I am on the cusp of something that is so incredible. I am, dog, we about to smoke it. We are about to take off. It ain't nothing that nobody can say that's stopping what I got going on. I don't even care no more, bro. I'm 100% dialed in. I feel like I'm on the cusp of just like something incredible, bro. That is nothing that can stop me. That I'm just on. It's just up. It's just 100% up. It's like it's bubbling in the inside, and I try to contain my excitement because I try to stay even keeled, and I don't want to get too high or too low. I just feel like I'm on the cusp, bro. I feel it. I feel it in my soul, bro. Morden Mello says, you're absolutely right. I had no home to go to. I slept in public bathrooms and panhandled. I go to hell before my child goes through that. Talk to him. Eric Welf Harris says, Knicks, Pacers, OKC in 4. They may do. I don't think they're going to win in 4. Chris Mayberry says, have you seen what Rivian is doing? I have. Of course I am. I'm an investor. Let's Talk says, still waiting on the Patreon live stream. Sunday. We're doing it Sunday. Literally. Guaranteed. Pacers, Knicks, Anton on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Y'all keep me posted on what y'all want to talk about. And we're going to go on from there. Brutally Honest says, are you wearing 2 watches? Yep. This one is the one that I'm wearing. And I'm waiting on a phone call from this one because I'm using a phone. I'm waiting on a text message or a phone call from this one because I'm using a phone as my camera. So this one is literally for that. All right. Max out on your 401k. What's the business? What's your business? Anton, your channel still feels like home. I'm still mentioning you in AM to anyone who will listen. Shout out to my dog, How To Man. I appreciate you. Showcase Classic says excellent content, Anton. What up to my dog, Showcase? Can you add your own audio to VO3? Not that I'm aware of yet. I've been playing with it. I haven't seen it.
All right, y'all. Let's get into it. So Dean Murray says, AD, have you had regrets on deals you may have missed out on? Not one. Nope, not one. I haven't had any regret on any deal. I don't feel like I missed out on anything. The only thing I feel like I missed out on bad deals. I've had bad deals, or I've had deals that I thought was good at the time, and I would think to myself, man, this would be a big deal. And then I just believed in myself and I bet on myself. And then I wound up doing way better than if I had taken a deal. I've had some deals that come on my table and they look lucrative, $1 million, $2 million. It's people that actually propose to try to buy your channel. It's people that propose to try to purchase ownership of your channel for the next 2 years and give you an advance. It's all kind of deals that's out there. And I'd be like, nah, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm good. I've turned down 98, 99% of anything because I don't see the point. I don't need you. You got to come. If you coming to me with a deal, you got to hit me with something that's crazy. You got to really make it work. And it's still got to be an equity deal. I'm not looking for no money. I don't need no money. The money don't mean as much to me anymore. Any deal that I get, it's got to be an equity deal. It's got to be something, anything that I get paid in. If I ever go back to corporate America, pay me $1 in salary and pay the rest of my stuff in equity. And I got to believe in the company. If I ever do a deal, if I ever do anything, I'll do a brand deal for money, but that's about it. But I'm not doing no more. I'm not doing no deals. I don't care about no money. I don't care about no cash. I don't care about none of that. Everything I want is equity. I want equity. And I'm not for what? I don't need nothing. And so that's one of the beauties. One of the best things that you can do in a negotiation is make sure that you're in a position of power. When you're in a position of power and you don't need anything, you think clear. That's why poverty is of the devil, because poverty or being broke have you making decisions that's not in your best interest just for survival. That's what poverty does. Poverty ruins your life. It makes you make decisions that you wouldn't normally make in order to survive because you under duress. And so the only thing you can think of is eating right now. Read the Bible and go and read the story. I forgot what their name was. I think it was Jacob and Esau, where he sold his birthright because he was hungry. He sold his birthright. The older brother sold his birthright to the younger brother because he was hungry. And he said, what good is my birthright if I'm starving right now? Go read the Bible, man. The Bible will teach you everything you need, even if you're not a believer yet. Go and read the Bible. It will teach you everything you need to do. Y'all keep going over to this 48 laws of power. I want to go and read The Rich Man Next Door. Before I ever read any of that, I got every single thing that I needed from the Word of God. The Word of God. And I know that y'all so caught up on this Christian stuff. Is he a Christian? Is he not a Christian? Is he cursing? If I read the Bible just to get the biblical, the knowledge, the understanding, the growth, the business lessons, all of these things, the Bible will give you the blueprint for life. If you're not a believer, you can go and read the Bible and you could just be entertained and get the blueprint for life. So, don't get caught up. Most of the people that's sitting there criticizing you, trying to figure out whether you're a Christian or not, they a piece of shit. These people don't even live. They recovering alcoholics. They recovering from boxelitis. They don't even live nothing. They think that just because they started going to church yesterday, that it's now opportunity for them to sit there and have a conversation about what your salvation looked like. I work my stuff out with God. I'm good. And so the point is that the Word of God is a blueprint to what life is supposed to be like. And all of those lessons that's in there. If you want to know about relationships, is there. If you want to know about business, is there. If you want to know about endurance, is there. If you want to know about long-term investing, is there. If you want to get an understanding of where you came from and how we came to be, is there. If you want to understand the manifestation of lessons, of promises that was made and how they perverted the Bible in order to be something that it's not, similar to how they changed the rainbow and the being gay, and you want to know why we so against what's happening as far as indoctrination and pushing certain agendas in society, it's there. The foundation is there. And then you can go and read A Random Walk Down Wall Street. Then you can go and read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Then you can go and read Buffettology. Then you can go and read all of these things. But all of these things is there. Is there. All right, let's go ahead and get into the show. I'm going to read Super Chat shortly. I like the format of this show now. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. They switched it. They changed the rate. They could have picked anything. They could have drew their own symbol. They could have picked a piece of fruit. Swingers picked an upside down pineapple. They could have picked anything. They picked the thing that God had a covenant with man with, and they perverted it and they made it into something that it wasn't supposed to be. That's how you know it's demonic. A demon will take a thing that was supposed to be meant for good and turn it into bad and then promote it and make it seem like it was theirs the whole time. That's how you know that it's demonic. One thing that I wanted to tackle before we really deep dive into the show is Meg Thee Stallion. I know we talked about it a little bit last night, but I had an opportunity to go through this website, right? And it's called 36 Hours Later. And apparently it's a site that Tory Lanez team is putting together so that they could get a petition, get visibility, and also have a conversation around getting people petitioning Gavin Newsom and calling for and bringing more visibility to Tory Lanez. Now, I have always, from the beginning, said that I'll remain neutral, but I did not believe anybody. And I said it last night. I don't believe anything that anybody say unless they teach me different. By default, I'm always going to err on the side of caution. And so when people keep telling me to believe all women or Anton, you need to go ahead and do this and all of this other type of stuff, and people was calling for Meg locking up, Tory Lanez getting locked up. I seen a guy with a Grits and Eggs podcast, and he's going really viral on TikTok, and I think that he's doing some really great things as far as the conversations that he's having. But he get a lot of shit wrong. In order to, one of the things that he's doing, and he's the new version, in my opinion, of bridging the gap between masculinity and pandering, right? And so one of the things that he'll say is, yeah, man, Tory shot Megan. Tory shot Megan. And I was like, I was filling you up until you said that part. And the reason that I was filling him up until you said that part is because it turns right into pandering, and we don't actually let the justice system, or we don't look at the evidence. We just automatically just go where we indoctrinated to try to continue to build the female audience. And now all of the females is out there saying stuff like, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know why y'all won't listen to him. Men need to get it together. No, two things can be true at the same time. Yes, we are always going to have our own battles. We always going to have things we need to work on. Yes, we are always in a growth mindset. Yes, you are always going to have men that are the piece of shits, but that's not the majority of men. Cool. We've been talking about men for the last 1 million years. How are we not going to sit here and hold a conversation about the fact that Meg Thee Stallion is sitting here advocating for a man to stay in jail and he got stabbed 14 times, and you skip over that part? You skip over that part. Yeah, they did. Check it out. Check out everything that's on his website. So they go in, they go with the pictures, the drawings of when she testified. They got everything on here. They got the fact checklist. They said, check it out. Meg told the police and doctors that she stepped on glass and didn't get shot, which was obviously, it brings in a credibility to the person that is accusing, right? Video and officers confirmed Meg Thee Stallion stepped on a glass bottle, not hit by gunfire. 2 women fought in the street. 1 fired first. Tory was still in the car. Kelsey tested positive for gunshot residue. Her DNA was never tested for the gun. Now, some people will say, well, why isn't Kelsey the one that's going down? Because Kelsey was granted immunity in order to try to testify against Tory Lanez, and they didn't get it the way that they wanted it to, but they still convicted him. Kelsey received free rent for a year after the shooting, and who paid and why? EJ said an object in the girl's luggage looked like a gun. Megan claims she spoke out in response to Tory, but the timeline proves she went to the public first. Tory's DNA was not found on the magazine, and only a 0.1% on the gun, statistically irrelevant. 90% of the DNA on the gun belonged to an unnamed male, not Tory. Tory's jail call apology was about the drama of sleeping with two friends, not a shooting. Yeah, I remember that because they tried to make it seem like he was apologetic about the shooting. That wasn't what it was. They made that out to be something different. Tory has repeatedly said, I would never do anything like this. No bullet fragments on the x-ray, no nerve damage, fractures, or joint trauma. And Megan's medical records, bullet fragments were lost, never presented at trial. How? Prosecutors misused Tory's rap lyrics, tattoos, and uncharged allegations to sway the jury. Kelsey's story changed multiple times. She admitted to lying under pressure. Megan's own timeline and injuries don't match the shooting. And there's more to that. They got all kind of stuff on here.
What's that? Do you think we're gonna go to jail? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, you guys are, then I really cannot go to jail. Okay.
Team Flames, I'm gonna address you shortly. Give me a second.
I cannot have that on my image. Okay. So how did that happen to you? Glass? Where? Where we were coming from. Hey, go get a sheet for but I'm not from here, so okay. That's the only place you got shot at? That's the only place you got shot? I didn't get shot. Oh, you did it?
He clearly just said that the way that she got injured is glass. And then she also just said that she didn't get shot. Now, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? She literally just said that she said to the police officers, to the EMT, to the people that was on the scene, she said, I didn't get shot. She didn't think about it. She wasn't coached into it. Nobody told her what to say. She said it's glass and I didn't get shot. Now, I'm going to take you at your word. She also went on Gayle King and said, listen, I never slept with Tory Lanez. And then she came back on her documentary and said, yeah, I slept with Tory Lanez. What are y'all looking for? What else do y'all want? What else do y'all want from it? Look, there it is.
I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to the way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. Yes. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. He started shooting.
So she didn't get into a fight. None of that stuff happened. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. She didn't get into a fight. None of that stuff. They got the statements. They got everything on here.
In the car, shooting from the car, Megan?
He is standing up over the window, shooting.
Ain't Tory Lanez like 5'3"? He's standing up over the car shooting. What? I don't even understand what? Come on, bro. Everything, literally, every single thing that she said is a lie. Everything she came back and changed the story, recanted. If the only thing that you can use, because it wasn't any evidence that was presented in the trial that would lead to him being convicted and then him having to serve 10 years in prison, right? So that means that the only testimony, because Kelsey didn't ever say anything that would convict him. So if the only testimony that you have is a woman saying that, yep, I'll change my story and I want him to be convicted and thrown in prison in the court of law, then come on, man. Come on, fam. Come on, bro. This is crazy.
Why would I lie? You want me to be a bad person so bad, and y'all motherfuckers want to believe the lie, before you believe the truth.
They got so many clips. They got stuff that's altered. This is crazy.
And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance.
So they got all of this stuff. They got Ring camera footage of the shot audio. This is insane, bro. They said she went to the club with an ace bandage on her left foot despite claiming to have been shot in both feet.
Do you want to talk about what happened tonight? Your girl to safety?
Address that the incident occurred, the shooting happened?
Nah, I don't know the address, bro. I was just trying to help my girlfriend. 1 second, bro.
Stay right here for me, bro. Hey, we got an ambulance coming for her. Okay? Hey, bro, step up right here. We got an ambulance coming for her. All right.
Just a quick question.
She's gonna be good.
Do you have any injuries on you?
No, I don't.
You need an R.
I will come for your friend now. Okay?
How she said that they wasn't even in a romantic relationship. He's saying that there was a girlfriend, boyfriend. So, anyways, if y'all want to come on, check out the site yourself, y'all more than willing to do so. It's called 36 Hours Later. That's the name of the site. 36 Hours Later.
And so what happened was you were just one false step on the way. I just stepped on past the evidence. So you were already hurt when you got into the argument. And then at that point, your friends were already grabbed from the
They also mad at Amber Rose too.
All right, joining me now, influencer, TV personality, musical muse, Amber Rose, and now social justice advocate. Amber, thank you. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. What do you want people to know about why you are advocating for Tory Lanez?
I'm advocating for Tory Lanez because the evidence shows that he's innocent, and he deserves to be pardoned by Governor Gavin Newsom. You know, he's 100% exonerated from the gun, and for that alone, he should be home with his family.
Well, the DNA showed that it could have been any of 4 people, but he sent the text apologizing, and Megan Thee Stallion and her friend Kelsey there that night said it was him.
Why y'all hating on Amber Rose right now? Listen, if y'all want to get mad at Amber Rose and say, hey, I don't like the fact that she got a tattoo on her head, or, you know, I don't like the fact that she came up or she famous or anything like that, that's one thing. But E-Love, how gay are you? How gay are you? This don't even have anything to do with Amber Rose. The only thing that she's talking about is the fact that she's advocating. Okay, so y'all finally get a woman that goes conservative, understands that women lie, start to advocate for men, and then you get mad at her as a result of it. How you gonna get mad at a woman that is advocating for the thing that's right? You letting your personal feelings get in the way of what's right. You really want Tory to go to jail, don't you, E-Love? You really want him to go to jail, don't you? You don't have to necessarily care for her past, but that don't have anything to do with whether or not she's right and she's advocating for the right thing. I feel you, Molly. I feel you. So somebody is standing up amidst all of the women that we say, hey, how come y'all don't ever hold men down? How come y'all don't ever advocate for men? She finally picked the issue. I think she picked multiple issues. Amber Rose been on the right side of history over the last year or so. Straight up. I'm just going to be objective. Amber Rose been on the right side of history for over a year or so. You finally got somebody to say, you know what? I stand with Tory. The evidence shows, she didn't say this is how I feel. She said the evidence shows that he's innocent and you feeling some type of way about it. Oh man, she just won another 15 minutes. Nigga, what you want? What you want, Meg to give you a cookie? Y'all kill me with this Superman stuff.
What do you do with that?
Well, I heard the whole story from Tory's mouth. He called me personally from prison, and I now understand why he said sorry, and it's not for any shooting at all. So I'll let him tell that story when he comes home, but the sorry was not for what people think it was for.
Amber, I got to invite you back on the show because we got screwed up with time, so we'll make it work for you whenever you want. I want to talk to you about Diddy and your experience there and what you think about what's happening with him and what people should know. But I don't want to choke you on time. But do you think that they're going to make the case against him or no?
I think it's just the beginning. I think right now they're just they're trying to paint a picture, but I think there's more to come.
All right. Well, I'd love to have you back. Thank you. You know how TV goes. I don't have to tell you.
I get it.
What happens
it's
with the
okay.
satellite.
No worries. I would be happy to come back.
All right, we'll do it again. And thank you for putting Tory Lanez on the radar with Anna Paulina Luna. And
I'm gonna reach out to her. I'm gonna reach out to her and see if she want to do some shit. Let me see. All right. Where's Malik? Is Malik here today? Malik is not here today. Anybody heard from Malik since he has from us today? Anybody heard from Malik? Nobody heard from Malik. He been absent. Malik two turn. All right. Well, we'll see if Malik ever comes back. Let me read these super chats. Let me just double check. He took a sick day, y'all. Why y'all? Okay, so wait a minute. So y'all can come after me, and y'all can say wild stuff. But then when I come back after y'all, don't nobody want to talk no more, huh? Shout out to Quincy W. Says, get that kill switch 2AD. I already got a kill switch. I got kill switches on all my cars. Quentin says, because women are hoes. Yeah, I absolutely got kill switches on my stuff. Shout out to y'all that get kill switches and take care of business. I also got insurance. So if you take my stuff, just go ahead and keep it. I don't even want it back, bro. I got insurance. If you take it, keep it. I don't even want it back. I'm gonna get my payout from the insurance company. I'll work it out through them. I don't want your little dusty drawers. You've been sitting on my seats. My seats is reserved for women. I don't want nobody in my passenger side of my car except for a woman. I don't want nobody on the passenger side of my car except for a woman. Daily Discourse with Arturo says, I got that feeling, Anton. Last month I hit 2.5 million views. I got my first 5. Talk about it. I love that. Congratulations, bro. From YouTube, only up from there, man. I got a feeling that's crazy. Just the Brown Girl says, I met someone last night, got from Detroit. He said his mentor is cool with you. I won't mention no names. Shout out. I know who his mentor is. Let me see something. I know who his mentor is.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up, Jason?
How you doing?
Just checking on you, my friend. How you doing?
The man messed around and got a sinus infection, brother. So
do you really?
Yeah, I've been bedridden, dude, for like 2 days, 3 days. I had to get up this morning. I got to speak at the BET Waymaker Summit that they have every year during the the BET Awards. So I'm prepping for that right now in my office, man. How was your trip to Puerto Rico?
It was cool, man. It was cool. I'm concerned about you. What do you need from me, man?
I'm good, man. I got the antibiotics now. I just need to when I get done with this, go lay down somewhere, man.
Okay.
I would love to get with you though, man. I always love, just kicking with you and learning a lot as well. That was crazy. My father-in-law asked about you. What was it, Sunday? We were having dinner. He said, whatever happened to that young man and his wife we met at the game? I said, yeah, we've been in touch, But yeah man. How's everything going on your end?
Man, everything is great, man. I couldn't complain. I'm blessed. Life is good. Just trying to figure out when you're gonna be back in town so we can link up.
Let's do that. I gotta do. I leave. I leave Tuesday. Good Morning America actually comes Tuesday. I leave Wednesday.
Okay.
Are you in town the following week?
I'll be in town. I don't go back out of town. I don't think, unless I just shoot out somewhere. But I don't think I'm going back out of town till like the middle of July or something. Oh no, the end of June and then the middle of July.
Okay, man. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to make sure I get back with you, man. That building? Do you like the building where you are?
I love it. I don't like the security guard. I'll tell you a little bit about him later.
But you like the building?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty awesome. I think you would love it.
What do they charge for something half your size? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but I'm telling you, Jason, I don't think you need to do that. I think that you could just, man, I'll let you use my space and you can cook up. I got everything that you ain't no point in spending all of that money, man. We already here.
Yeah, I know, but my whole thing, I wanted to create my own set, and I'm actually.
And that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, it really does, man. Yeah.
Well,
I can't believe you making money off TikTok like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. It's insane. That's my dog, Jason. Jason Wilson, really good guy. Somebody said that I need to interview him. I already interviewed him. I got a video. I just haven't dropped it. I haven't dropped it yet. I do have an interview with my guy, Jason. So, really good guy. I know who you talking about, Brown Girl in America. I know who you be talking about. Moses King says, what up, AD? My parents got a Habitat for Humanity house and plan to leave it to me. Anything I should be doing now to prepare? I don't really know anything about, like, what is the stipulations for Habitat for Humanity? What is the stipulations for that? I got to look that up. You got to give me some more insight. Give me some more insight. So they don't have no payments on it or nothing like that? Terrible People Podcast says Anton is like Drake in 2008. People kept throwing money at him. Salute to your excellence. Everything you want, you already have. Find and ask God. Yeah, I don't feel like I need to take no deals from nobody. Jacquel says, get it all from the Bible. Facts. Johnny C says, ain't no way Lanes reached over that car to shoot. I agree. Meg, born the same year as me, 1995. Dave G says, was this presented in court? I don't know. Kay Woolard says, I have an audio video of Meg telling the police that she didn't get shot and she told them it was glass. Stat Sheet Stuffer says, for me, the most telling things was when she said, I cannot have that on my image when talking about being arrested. I agree. Big One of Dove says, so you said you bought the bottle of beer at 11 p.m. I bet E-Love is the new Malik. B-Nice says it's not about the truth. It's basically booty warriors against common sense. Hashtag free Tory. No more simping, setting boundaries, kings. Facts. Shout out to the gas gods in the building. The gas god says these ninjas don't want outcomes based on facts, nor what's right or wrong. All their decisions is based off of feelings. And that's why they'll always be on the wrong side of history. Keep spitting that reality, boss. I'm on it, gas gods. Shout out to the gas guys with the 100 ball. I appreciate you. And also my dog Sean in with the 50 ball says, I appreciate your morning content, sir. Thank you for all that you do. We need to connect. Where you from? Where you at? Tia Marie says, hey, AD, love you. Keep being great. Keep pissing off Maliks, the Maliks of the world, so it can force them to do better. I'm on it. I'm on it. Somebody left a comment, and this is what they said. Hold on. I'm going to go through it real quick. King Flames says, how you even talk? We can see you not Christian. Really read the Bible. You will see we're supposed to judge a man by his fruits. If you always cussing, how can we see you different to a man of the world? Well, I don't really give a fuck about how you see me. My journey, first of all, I'm not trying to prove to you that I'm Christian. Christian, to be Christian is a construct. I say that because it's the thing that y'all familiar with in order for somebody to be able to identify as a person that believes and trusts and loves Jesus, right? I'm a saint. I believe in every word, every single word that comes out of the Bible. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to say it again. I don't give a fuck about what you think. My fruit is what I do for people in real life, not how I present myself to the world. I don't give a fuck about what you think. I'm a curse. I'm going to say what I want to say until God tell me, Anton, nah, it's not necessary for you to do that. Then I'm going to say, fuck you and suck my dick. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to come in. I'm going to turn the tables over. I'm the darkest angel. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear. I'm here to hold you accountable and call you a bitch right here, right now. Now, you can say and think what you want to say. You can say we can believe that you're not Christian. I'm cool with that. I didn't know that I needed to qualify myself for you. You still already subscribe, my nigga. You subscribe to the channel already. That means you a believer in me. I'm your king. I'm your king. You believed in me so much that you subscribed and you felt necessary to tell me what you think. But I guess, you listen and rock with people that's not Christian. So that's what I be trying to understand. If y'all so bothered by it, because I know that you got to subscribe to even type in the chat. Why you here? I'm your king. It's Friday. We going to talk that talk? Because I could postpone the second half of the show till Saturday if that's what y'all want to do. All right, let's talk about it. Urban Singh says, but Anton, he already said that in his word about curving our words. I struggle with it too, but still love you though. All right. Often at times, Christians will say you can't have blessings and cursings or to be cursed in the same thing. I think y'all taking it out of context. The words themselves are not the curses. The curses is the things that he's talking about. Blessings and cursing. Cursing is not the same way that we're framing it as the American language to say you cannot say curse. You cannot say bitch, shit, cut, fuck, whatever that is. That's not the context of what the scripture is saying. It's saying that I can't pray for somebody and say, bless them to be greater than their current circumstances, but at the same time say, but Lord, send them to hell. That's what it means. It says that you can't bless somebody and say, fix them, but at the same time say, condemn them to hell. Because you can't pray for your enemies to suffer. He's not talking about curse words. He's talking about how it is that you project negativity onto people, because to be a saint is to want the best for people. Even if you're holding them accountable, you're doing it in love. It's some people that will beat you, or some people that will chastise you, or some people that will discipline you because they hate you. And then there's some people that discipline you because they want to save your life. It's a difference. It's a difference. And so my point is that you can't always evaluate. If you're judging somebody by their fruits, then judge me by what I've done. Judge me, evaluate me based off of the value that I've added into society. How many homes have I saved? How many people have I paid for their funerals? How many lights have I turned back on? How much volunteer work have I done? How many businesses have I funded? How many people have I helped? How many jobs have I provided? That's the real fruit. It's not about standing on a motherfucking pulpit. The church, the building, is a gathering place for the saints. The church is here. Kevin, I'm not off. I'm not distracted. I'm saying I'm talking to my talk. It's Friday. I'm taking my time. I'm kicking it. I'm kicking it. I'm kicking it. I got time. I don't have a job to go through. I don't have anything that I need to be at. The only thing that I got to do later on today is possibly go and pick up a truck if the A-plan papers, if my PIN number come through. I'm not in a rush. I am very much comfortable in my own skin. I'm not in a rush, not even a little bit. If you in a rush, rewatch the stream. I'll put the timestamps in there. You can come back and visit the subjects that you think is meaningful to you. This is what I do. I'm not in a rush. Bishop, no. I am the show. That's what you don't understand. It says, let's please get back. I am the show. I'm the show. It says the Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. I am the person that is communicating because I am the millionaire. I'm the show. You can go and get the information that I'm reacting to. You can go and watch the basic videos. You can go and watch that anywhere. You're here because you want to see what I say about it. And you want me to present it a certain type of way so that we can mine it out and consume it a certain way. That's why we here. We not here because of the stories. We here because you want to hear what I got to say about what we talking about. I'm not sitting there and then they want Anton, be humble. No. To who? To you? No. You can't tell me how to run my show. No, I'm going to take my time. Got my Versace ashtray. See that? Got my Versace ashtray. Have a good time today. We're going to have a good time today. Oh, I got cigars straight from Cuba. Mika bring me those. Oh, wasn't supposed to say that out loud? Was I supposed to say that out loud? Let me be quiet. Zip. I don't have the same restrictions as y'all. I'm gonna get back to the super chats in a minute. I want to move over to LA for a second. If anybody got anything that they want me to cover in particular, I'm trying something new. I'm gonna try something new. Restaurant owner was shot at over in South Los Angeles, and I wanted to go ahead and do this and have this conversation because I thought this was necessary before we get over to Trump. I know that Trump and Elon Musk are supposed to do like a farewell the last time that he's on the job as a Doge, as overseeing Doge and stuff like that. But that's not until 1:30 Eastern PM. So that's not even in another 50 minutes. So we got some time to cook up for a second. I want to share my screen with you guys really quickly, and then I want to deep dive into it.
Now at 11, shot at multiple times outside his South LA restaurant. A well-known chef, lucky he didn't get hurt or even killed when someone pulled up and just opened fire. Good evening, I'm Kathy Barr in for Carolyn tonight. This shooting happened on Tuesday outside of Mr. Taste Bud's restaurant. NBC4's Robert Kovacic live with an interview you'll see only on 4. Robert?
Kathy, Mr. Taste Buds tells us the LAPD responded to the shooting, but he said there's not much they can do. It was a random drive-by by people he didn't even know. He describes it this way. He lives in a neighborhood he says is a bad area with good people. Today, Jamel Paxton was honored by the city of LA. He is better known perhaps as Mr. Taste Buds.
They basically gave it to me for all like having tenacity and all the things that I put into work. I've opened my own restaurant with no funding, everything I've done from scratch for myself, out of pocket.
His restaurant's in the heart of South LA, the neighborhood where he grew up, where he has dedicated his life, and where he almost lost it.
Let me tell you something. There's 2 things that I've learned automatically from this particular situation. What's up, Mika? 2 things that I learned automatically from this situation. Number 1, you can't go and open up nothing good in the hood, bro. That was his first mistake. His first mistake is thinking that he can fix people by continuing to invest into the hood. All right. That was his first mistake. We all make that big mistake. I made that mistake earlier in my entrepreneurial career. I thought that, you know what? I could buy up the block. I could change the hood. I'm going to give people jobs. I'm going to give back to the community in that way. And I'm not saying that you can't give back to your community or invest in your city or give new opportunities. Right now, my biggest thing is setting up a scholarship fund to where I can yearly give tuition assistance for people that decide that they want to go to college here in Detroit, and then they also commit to 5 years after graduation, actually live, working, and playing in the city. So those are some of the criteria. There's other ways that you can give money, but plenty have tried and plenty have failed, including myself. Plenty have tried and plenty have failed, including myself, to give back, to go in, open up a business in the hood and all of that stuff. And they don't want to see you win. They looking at you as a lick. They like, man, fuck what he talking about. I like his car though. It was the first time in my life that I felt like that I needed to have a gun. That was when I got my pistol, my CPL. I went and got my CPL because it was the first time in my life that I didn't feel safe. First time. Anton, what do you mean you didn't feel safe? Well, honestly, I felt having to close up. I had to switch up my patterns, what time you close, paying attention to what's going on outside, getting cameras all around the building, all of that stuff. Over that little bit of money, wasn't worth it. Just wasn't worth it. It's not a conducive thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want my daughter even having to work in there and stuff like that, or coming to assist me and stuff, because it's just like, yo, anything could happen. At some point, somebody can set me up. That's when I had to start driving regular cars. I couldn't drive the big car no more. I had to drive regular cars because, you start to become a little bit of a target. And it don't even matter about whether or not you really, what your situation is. The only thing that matters is whether or not they want that money. And so his first mistake is that. That's number one. The second thing that I'm noticing about this story is I don't believe that he didn't know them. You telling me that you the man, you Mr. Taste Buds or whatever it is, Mr. Tasty Squeeze. Sorry about the messing up of the name. I don't remember exactly what he said. You telling me you just a Tasty Squeeze. You Mr. Tasty Squeeze and they just randomly just start drive-by shooting you? Get the hell out of here, bro. He probably a good guy. He probably a good dude. He probably doing the right thing. He probably on top of it. I don't think that nobody should be having their life trying to be taken away from them. However, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Jeremy Rogers says, Anton, what car hurts the most feelings when you pull up? I don't think that. I'll tell you the honest to God truth, Jeremy. When I pull up, people don't get mad. They show love. Most people, well, everybody, I mean, if somebody is mad, then they just keeping that in the inside and they're not projecting it to the outside. But in real life, ain't nobody tripping. Ain't nobody ever mess with my Cybertruck. Don't nobody mess with my cars. None of that stuff. I get love. I'm telling you, most people are happy for me. Most people are happy for me. I don't experience it. Detroit is a really cool city, bro. Honestly, it's a lot of love. It's a lot of unity. It does have its crime and stuff like that, like everybody else. But I project too much positivity to people. I shake everybody's hands. I make sure that I show love to everybody. Don't nobody hate on me. Is the Porsche still the favorite out of the fleet? They all different. I love them all for different reasons. I like the Porsche because I like to drive. You know what I'm saying? I could really, really drive. I like the sound of the flat six with the turbochargers on it. It's a car that's really low to the ground. I love my Cybertruck. I love the 96 Impala, but it drive different. It's a big car that go a little different. You know, it get a different type of reaction. All of the cars get a different type of reaction from different type of people. If you want to drive down the street and people are like, oh man, you know, I love that car. A 96 Impala is for people from a certain era that understand that car. They had to be outside. They knew what it was like when a dude pulled up in a 96 or 04 Mercury Marauder. You know what I'm saying? That's for a different demographic. The Porsche is for people that truly understand cars. They know that it's the ultimate driver's car. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the thing that's the most flashy, the most visible. The women, they like the Mercedes. They like the S-Class. They want to be big dog. You know what I'm saying? They like the lights inside of it and all of that stuff. The Cybertruck is like, I'm here. Everybody got to pay attention. You got to, you know, they all different cars and you like them for different reasons. And you drive them based off of how you feeling, you know, at that particular time. So it just depends. It depends on what feeling you're going for. The ones that I like driving the most because I drive the least is probably the 96 Impala. The 96 Impala is that deal. You pull up in the 96, everybody paying attention because it's too clean. It's too clean. And people like, man, I want that car. It's too clean, bro. It's clean. I do like BMW. I love BMW. Let me continue to get back to this story.
I just watched myself almost get killed in something that I built.
Sharing the surveillance video with NBC4 from Tuesday morning before noon outside Mr. Taste Bud's Soul Food on Manchester Avenue. Jamel heads to his car when another car approaches and shots are fired. How many gunshots were fired?
I can't even tell you. I just heard the shots and clicks, and I just knew that I ain't supposed to be right there. Basically, I just ran. I had to run. I know to get out the way. I'm not dumb, you know. I'm from South Central LA. I know what happens.
Since spending time behind bars or
doing stuff that you're not supposed to do.
Jamel Paxton has become a local entrepreneur.
I started from like a taco cart in my front yard.
He's not just trying to serve signature dishes.
Probably something you never tried. It's my oxtail burrito. Right.
He is trying to inspire.
If you don't stand for something, you fall for everything.
And now a close call in the neighborhood he loves.
And I believe like there's no such thing as bad days. It's only bad situations and how you think about them.
but it will not stop his dedication to doing better, including opening a recreation center this coming Sunday, still believing in this neighborhood as a place to grow, learn, and thrive. How does he put this random shooting, as he calls it, in perspective? Well, Jamel Paxton is a religious man, and he believes there is a plan for him. But he says he tells people right now they are living in survival mode. And Kathy, he says you can't live in survival mode when you can't be happy because you're always worried about something that's going to happen.
And that's why you should move. That's the exact reason right there why you should move. You cannot be out here looking over your shoulder if you don't have peace, if you can't sleep at night, if you worried about somebody breaking in your car, if you worried about whether or not somebody is going to catch you slipping, it's time to go. It's time to go. You got to go. Bro, you don't know the type of peace that it feel when you could just go to sleep and you be like, oh, man. You ain't always like this with the one eye open like that. It's time to go. It's time to go, big dog. I'm not about to sit here and wait for nobody to get me. I ain't opening up no recreation center. That's the city's job. That ain't my job. I'm not doing it. He making himself a target. He making himself a target. And if somebody says he's a former street dude, he knows what's going on. I agree. I think he knows exactly what's going on. But at the same time, at some point, you got to let that shit go. How old is too old? Like, how old, at what point do you outgrow the environment or the circumstances that you're around and you be like, you know what? I got to move a little bit different. How old is too old? Like, I'm just not waiting no more. I'm not waiting nobody to find me. I'm not putting myself in that position. I don't want to do none of that, bro. Trying to save the hood. Man, they don't like you. They don't even know you. 25, 40s. How old? I seen a video of Charleston getting into it with a dude that was trying to stand on Crips or something like that. And Charleston was like, man, I don't give a about nothing that you talking about. Get on out of here. Bounce. How old is too old? I ain't running. I'm just not going. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even going to be in there. If you're still in your late 20s and early 30s in the hood, you're doing it wrong. Yep, you walked out GMO out on 5G. As soon as I graduated, I was out. Must have probably outgrown a hood mentality, but like Kendrick said, you killed my cousin in 94. F your truths, people hold grudges. It's crazy. Let me read some of these super chats and then get it popping. I'm gonna let y'all determine the next subject that we talk about. Be sweet, says Quentin. What up, Quentin? You know what I want to do one day? You know what I want to do one day? I don't feel like I've gotten to the point to where I'm super successful until I buy the whole team Rolexes like Shay did for OKC. I want to buy the whole team Rolex, or at one point, I want to buy the whole team cars. Like, that's my goal. That's my goal. Is one day in the distant future, be like, hey, y'all, we here. We here. And then, you know what I'm saying, give them big rollies and cars and stuff like that. Man, I want my people to be so successful, bro. I really do, man. I want everybody. I want Quentin, Slimmy. They deserve it, bro. They really do deserve it. Quentin, Slimmy, Carrie, Mika, Molly. I got my girl Kim on the stage, 2K. They deserve it, bro. They really do deserve it. I'm working my ass off. I do. I want to get them to the point to where they all just winning at the biggest level, bro. That's going to be, once you get it, your number one goal is to make sure that everybody else get it. Once you get it, you just want everybody else to get it. You work for everybody else, bro. Because in my mind, if they win, I know I'm winning. If I get them to the point to where like they beyond winning, then that means I'm winning too. You know what I'm saying? Them winning don't prevent me from winning. Somebody said, how about apply the land instead? Everybody don't want land. They can go buy their own land with them bonuses, and when they get them bonuses. I love my team. I love my people. I love everybody. And they so loyal. They so fucking loyal. They loyal. The spelling and punctuation wasn't Christ-like, says Jay. Anton, when you coming to visit Minnesota? I've been to Minnesota. I've been to Minnesota. I've been to Minnesota. I've been to Minneapolis. I've been to St. Paul. I've been to all of it. You want me to come back? I'll come back. Coach Hayward Bay says these be the people who wait until death to receive heaven. I'm getting my heaven now. Talk about it. Bishop Frank says, mercy, mercy, mercy. Shout out to Mr. Bishop Frank in the building. 392Q says, room 9, getting that education, no belts. Brothers Keeper says, if you look up curse words etymology, a lot of curse words weren't even curse words at first. They actually mean something after and change later on. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it. Yo, AD, I'm starting my dollar cost average journey with $250. That's a lot of money. That's pretty good. What 3 stocks do you suggest? Now, you know that you got to get inside of the Patreon for that. I wish I could tell you one that's my favorite. I wish I could tell you one that's my favorite. The chat, no. The bag chasers know what some of my favorite stocks are. Got to get in the Patreon. Link is in the description. Coach says, King Flames and Urban Singh must become a Danielite. No problem, Unc. We're going to get them straight. Yeah, get them straight. Mr. Too Fresh says, hey, AD, did you cover the DNC spending $20 million on study on a study men? They're trying to bring men back to the Democratic Party. Send it to me in my email and I'll pull it up. We'll review it. I haven't seen it. By definition, nobody should want to be humble. Facts. Next Gen says, see what you did, Bishop Bond? You little knicker. Gas guys got the bomb. Gas guys got that bomb. Says someone I know and follows you just asked why I gave you $100. I won't mention his name. I'm blessed and able, and I didn't give Anton anything. He provides a service, appreciate it, therefore I support. Listen, you can't tell nothing to these dusties. You can't tell anything to somebody that got a dusty mindset. Somebody asked me why I give $500 when I jump on people's streams. Because I like to see people win. Oh, hold on. I got to get my guy. Just got it through. Picking up the new car, the new truck today. Hold on, let me see if I can get this right. Give me a second. New truck. I'm about to send my brother some money. I vlog it today, daily.
Hello.
Hey, Dean, this is Anton.
Anton, how you doing?
I got the PIN number for you.
Oh, perfect. Go ahead.
PIN number is
I am setting everything up for around 4:30.
all right. I'll be there at 4:30 and I'll pick it up.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you then.
See you soon.
All right, bye.
Hello.
Between 4 and 4:30.
Okay.
All right. All right, bye.
Okay.
Hello.
You know how long it's gonna take?
Shouldn't take long. All we got to do is sign the paperwork and walk out. All right. Bye.
Your call has been forwarded to.
All right, let's get back to the show. Denzel says, you're really out here calling people when you can text. You an old head. That's a fact. See, that's the thing. I don't deny being an old head. I don't want to text you. You got to call me. I'm old school. You know what texting is? All texting is an opportunity for your shit to come up later on in a court session, or a woman that's posting that shit on the internet or something like that. I don't do none of that texting. I don't do no texting. The only texting is it's okay. I hit you with an emoji or something like that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm old school. Bob Brown, no, I'm old school. Call me. Call me. If you want to get in touch with me, you're going to have to hit me up. Or text me and say, hey, I'm about to call you. That way I can prepare for your phone call. You're 100% right. I don't need to text you. I'm done texting. That's a fact. You got to hit me up, bro. Hit me up. Let me see what else is going on. You know what? I think I might do a Saturday show too. What y'all up for a Saturday show, a Saturday morning kick it session? We can vlog about anything, talk about anything on this channel. Let me see what else we got over here. Big dog status, says Jay Hustler. I appreciate you. Abundance Mindset says Malik went silent. He left the live stream like he keep making fun of me. My Bernie Mac boys. Mr. Hunter 5150, what up though? These folks, Jazz wants you to help. Majestic James says, Anton, what's the downside of taking a loan for my 401k and paying interest back to myself? The roof to my Corvette or to my convertible is leaking, big dog. You better keep it in the garage. Never take money out of your 401k. Never take money out of your 401k, bro. Because you still got to pay the fee. Listen, you're paying yourself back. Cool. But you also missing out on the growth of your 401k continuing to multiply based off of whatever it is that you would have had in there. You're losing money. You're losing money, and you got to pay the fee for whatever it is that you took the loan out on. Just because you're paying yourself back don't mean that you ain't got to take the hit. You're still taking a hit. Diamond and Crust, man, y'all need to go and hustle and get some more money up and fix whatever it is that y'all got to fix. Stop taking money out of your legacy, out of your greatness. Diamond and Crusted, Abdullah says, all meat consumption is demonic. Allah means moon god in Arabic. Baal is moon god. He is an extraterrestrial from Andromeda star system. His angel Gabriel killed. Jesus is God of Israel, Saturn. All right, I appreciate you, Diamond. Thank you for the super chat. Latrell says, Anton, what are some of the most valuable business habits you've developed? Systems. It's always systems. Everything is systems. You know why I'm so efficient? Is because I've developed systems that allow for me to be efficient. I drop at the same time every single day. I stream at the same time every single day. I make sure that all of the ways in which I create content, it all comes out the same way every single day. The thumbnails are easy for me to build. I can do a thumbnail in less than 2 minutes. It's all systems. All systems and consistency. Systems and consistency will get you rich every single time. 48 Laws Equal Artistic War says, we at the Bag Chasers are always appreciative of the knowledge that you drop. Shout out to you, 48 Laws. Thank you for the 50 ball. Dean Murray says, could you recommend 3 companies that went from bad to good due to transformational leadership that I can study, or your 3 favorite corporate leaders? Ford Motor Company, when they hired Alan Mulally, for them to transform the company, and he was able to see what was happening and what was going to happen in 2008 before it happened, which was one of the reasons why Ford Motor Company didn't file for bankruptcy. Microsoft, when Microsoft got its current CEO, Microsoft was in a lull. Microsoft is now more valuable than Apple, and it's because of their current CEO and him championing the things that Microsoft do well instead of trying to do the same thing that Apple is doing. Microsoft said, we're not trying to be like Apple. We're not trying to be like Amazon. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on being the best Microsoft. So they went over to subscription-based services. They started to spend more money on AI. They started to champion going over to and pushing their products from a corporate perspective. They focus on Azure. They use their cloud infrastructure strategy more or less to then continue to propel and then make more money when it came to gaming. They went and bought LinkedIn. They did a lot of great things. So the current Microsoft CEO versus when you seen Steve Ballmer and he was trying to compete against Apple with the Nokia phones and all of that stuff, that was a disaster. He was a great enthusiastic leader, but he wasn't that great of a leader when it came to leading the company going into 2020, 2025, and all of that. So Alan Mulally, who was a former Boeing CEO, I believe he was in the aircraft industry, and then he went over to Ford Motor Company and he saved them from bankruptcy. And who else? Three companies that went from bad to good due to transformational leadership. I could think of 1,000 companies that went bad. X, formerly known as Twitter. Twitter had never turned a profit prior to Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Twitter had never formed a profit prior to them taking over Twitter. Let me see. GE. The guy that's Chipotle. Former Chipotle CEO. Now he's the CEO. They recently recruited him over to turn around Starbucks. The guy that turned around Chipotle, that grew Chipotle. That's a great CEO. That's a phenomenal CEO. Go and study him. He did a lot of standardization and a lot of listening to understand the voice of the customer. Yep. The black guy that turned around what's the Asian company? The Asian restaurant. PF Chang's. Yep, PF Chang's. All right. Y'all ready to continue on with the show? Let's continue on with the show. What do y'all want me to talk about? What do y'all want me to talk about? I'm gonna let y'all pick the next subject. I might live stream tomorrow morning just because I feel like it. What do y'all want to talk about? I'm gonna continue to read super chats in a second. AI, y'all want to go into AI? All right, cool. We can talk about AI. I actually seen the Airbnb. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. I actually earmarked this. So let me pull that up really quickly. I should have it right at my thing. Because I had wanted to talk the Fiverr CEO, not Airbnb. The Fiverr CEO was the one that was talking about AI.
As you know, there's lots of.
Go ahead and pull this up. Here, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys.
As you know, there's lots of talk about artificial intelligence and concerns that it could make many people's jobs obsolete. Well, the CEO of Fiverr, that's a platform that connects freelancers and companies looking to hire them, sent this email to his employees last month. And as you see there, it says in part, quote, AI is coming for your jobs. Heck, it's coming for my job too. This is a wake-up call. Michal Kaufman is the CEO and joins us now to talk about the future of AI and the workplace. You know, as much traction as this email has received, you've really stirred up the comment section. It's been a popular refrain in the past few years. So give our viewers a bit of a pulse check. How alarmed should people be that AI is already here?
Well, it's absolutely here. And you know, I think the email came at the backdrop of our employees that are wondering if they have a future in their professions. And they weren't really waiting for my email. And if anything, this email was a validation of the things that they feel. And it was all about, you know, talking openly and directly to our team like grown-ups. They're not kids. They don't need to sugarcoat anything. And they really needed the validation that their fears are valid, but also a leadership perspective of what they can do about it.
And let's talk more about that. How can someone who believes their job will be made obsolete by AI, how can they differentiate themselves to make themselves useful, I guess, to be able to work with these AI systems?
Yeah. So look, I think that the way I'm looking at this from an executive standpoint is, I think we were given with superpowers, but this should reflect in how people work. So my expectations are double or triple the output per unit of time, and the same for the quality per unit of delivery. And the reality is that since you know, what we're seeing with these tools, the reality of businesses and products is that no one has a crystal ball. So
let me tell you what my thoughts are after hearing what he says, because I already have my own thoughts prior to him coming in. Number one, I don't think that people should fear AI. Okay. AI is not to be feared. I told somebody yesterday, and we were talking about AI, and I told somebody yesterday because I turned them on to AI and now they obsessed with it, right? And I said, listen, AI is no more transformational than the internet was in the 90s. Yo, what up? I'm gonna call you from my other phone.
Okay.
All right.
You got that pen, right?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. I want to send you something, bro. Do you got Cash App or anything like that?
Oh man, no, don't worry.
No, hey, hold on, bro. I know you don't need it. I know you already doing well. That's not what it is. You did a favor for me, and you saved me by like $11,000. And so
Okay.
I'm just want to show my appreciation.
My brother, and it's okay. I'll take it, but I just want to let you know.
I know you don't need it, Dre. I know you're doing well. I mean, listen, do whatever you want with it. Go out and have some great dinner. I just want to send you 1,000 because if you did it for me. And so at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I just want to show my appreciation by saying, yo, I'm gonna send this back. I want to send this to you. You saved me a lot of money.
That's fine.
You did me a favor.
And family, ain't nothing I won't do for you. So,
I know. But yeah, if you send me your Cash App. I don't know if you got Cash App.
I got Cash App. I got Zelle, Cash App, and Zelle.
Is it your regular number? Your regular cell phone number is your Zelle?
Yeah.
All right, I'll Zelle you a rack.
Hey, I appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you, bro.
What did you get?
The new Navigator.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I'm gonna show it to you.
Okay. All right.
All right, bro.
All right. Talk to you.
All right, bye. That's big bro. That's my oldest brother. So shout out to him. But let me say this before we get back into this AI conversation, that when somebody does something nice for you, don't be stingy. Look to do nice things for other people. That's how you get your blessings. That's how you get your blessings. And he don't need it. He doing really, really well. But at the same time, he did it just because he loved me, just because he hold me down. Now, that is one of my brothers that actually sees things different from me politically. But guess what? I'm not about to divest myself from the people that's added value into my life just because they voted differently than me. So when you see people and they look out for you, first of all, y'all got to be able to put y'all different political ideologies or how you feel about certain things and roll with each other. All right? And roll with each other. And when somebody do something, this is why I believe in tipping. This is why I believe in tipping. I always try to give back. I always return at least 10 to, you know what I'm saying, 20% of whatever somebody did for me. I could have been giving it to the dealership. I could have been giving the dealership an extra $10,000, $11,000. At the very least, I should be able to send my brother, yo, man, here's a rack. I appreciate you. Thank you for rolling with me. I know you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't looking to do it. You was doing it just because I asked you to, and you ain't even think about it. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? King Ali, facts. So look out for the people that look out for you, man. Look out for the people that look out for you. And it's just money. It's just money. We can always get some more money. And we usually save money when you take care of people. Believe it or not. A lot of people don't believe in that. They think that they can cheat their way up to success. But you save money when you look out for people. But let me get back to this whole AI conversation. The biggest thing about AI is that I don't think that people should be afraid of AI. I was telling somebody that AI is no more transformational than the internet was in the 90s, and that it changed everything. And I'm telling you that if you was alive and you was up in the 90s, in the mid to late 90s, all the conversation was how it was going to eliminate jobs, how it was going to do this, how it was going to do that. It didn't. It created more opportunity for A, us to be more efficient, B, for us to communicate more effectively, and C, look at all of the entrepreneurs and the opportunities that we didn't even know was going to exist through the innovation of the internet that wind up happening. I'm not here talking to you guys, and we not even the bag chasers, if I was looking at the internet as oh my God, we need to go back to, no, you cannot look at it like that. You cannot look at it like that. The internet has created more millionaires and billionaires. If you don't have the internet, you don't have cryptocurrency, you don't have live streaming. We never get any of this, conversation. You don't have e-commerce. You don't have the transformational Amazon Web Services. You don't have Azure. You don't have Xbox Live. You don't have all of this stuff. There's a bevy of opportunities that came as a result of it. Now, will there be disruption? Yes, there's always going to be disruption, because to be disruptive means that you're overly innovating so that you can create more opportunities elsewhere. So that job may not necessarily be possible, but new jobs and new entrepreneurial opportunities absolutely can be possible. But it just depends on how you use it. AI is not necessarily there to replace you. It's to make us 10 times more efficient. I can do 10 times more than what I was doing 2 years ago because I have the opportunity that AI is affording me. So now I don't mind investing into it. I don't mind understanding it. I don't mind continuing to deep dive into it. And people that use fear as an opportunity to try to prevent people from being, from going over here and creating this new thing, they are the last ones. They're going to be the ones that fail. They're going to be the ones that fail. Bro, it's going to be, you know how much more efficient I am? It makes you more money, not necessarily gets rid of your job. Okay, so I don't necessarily need 10 people to do this particular job, but I can make 10 times the investment into other things that other jobs or other services provide. It's incredible. It's an opportunity. And so again, it depends on your mindset. If your mindset is the type of mindset to say, oh my God, AI is going to kill us. No, it doesn't. It just makes us more efficient. It makes us better. It gives us more opportunity. It makes the bag much greater so that you can invest more and you generate more revenue. The only people that's going to lose is the people that don't embrace it and they catch on to the wave too late. They catch on to the wave too late. It reminds me of everybody that always try to have that fear or they catch on late. Oh man, I ain't investing in that. I remember when people caught on to Tesla too late. Man, Tesla was booming. People kept, dog, listen, that's a technology company. That's not Tesla's going to fail. They only putting out 10,000 cars this year. I said, okay. I've grown to the point to where my portfolio is booming so much to where I'm willing to take a 10% risk in a company. That's why I'm investing in Rivian. I ain't going to give y'all too much game of what we doing. I'm looking at the 10, 15 year view. I'm not looking at what the current circumstances are. I look at the, I can't say that. I don't want to say it. I don't want to deep dive into it. Yep, you're right, King Ali TV. I was late on that. I was 100% late on that. I wasn't too late. I got on the bandwagon eventually, but I was kind of late on that. But let me just go ahead and continue.
If no one has the advantage of knowing where this is going, our main advantage is speed. It's our ability to move faster. So what I told the team is I want to reduce the cost of error. You know, if something used to take us 3 months to build and then fail, because a lot of the things that we do try end up failing, today we can test things in 3 days. So by reducing the cost of error, we can do much more to find out the things that are working, and the team should support this. And my overarching message was, in an ideal situation, I want everyone to automate 100% of what they're doing. And that might raise the question, will that make them replaceable?
Jake, you were right. But here's the thing. What I was asking you, and I remember the conversation, what I was asking you, because I never invest in anything that I don't understand. What I was asking you, Jake, was to explain to me exactly how it worked and where its value came from. Nobody could explain it to me, and so I had to go on a journey to try to understand it myself. Was it valuable? Was it going to be profitable? Was it going to grow? Absolutely. But I need to understand it. I'm never going to put money into something that I don't understand. That is a philosophy that has come from Warren Buffett. It has served me great. It has served me correctly. I've seen a lot of people. For example, I've seen some of the same people that was telling me to get into crypto, but they didn't understand it. They also invested in meme coins. They invested in meme coins. They was getting their head cracked. You know why? Because they was just investing because somebody told them to, not necessarily because they were savvy.
And my answer is absolutely not, because it's on the contrary. When you have all of your time free because you're not doing the technical things that you can automate, you free up your time to do things that human beings have special capabilities in, which is like nonlinear thinking, judgment calls, issues that have to do with taste, making decisions, thinking about strategy. And I think that there is one thing that people get wrong about AI, and that is that it doesn't really replace us. It actually forces us to rediscover our humanity, the things that we are special in, the special attributes of every person, their special powers, and automate the things that are just wasting some of our times as, acting as technicians.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's a lot of menial tasks. Like, for example, I use AI to, on a very basic level, summarize the majority of my emails so that I can go through and look for the things that I want. I know that there's a certain group of emails that's going to come through and it's going to be about A. And then it's a certain group of emails that's going to come through and it's going to be about B. Well, I'm not spending my time going through each and every individual email. I'm able to sort through it and get the summary much faster. I use Apple Intelligence. I use Ultra from Google. Sometimes I use ChatGPT. It just depends. So I use AI for literally everything. While everybody is trying to figure out what they don't like about it, I'm using it in every single capacity. Every single capacity. Everything that I see that pops up on my phone is a summary. Everything I see that pops up on my phone is a summary. Even in my text messages. In my text messages, when I go through, it just gives me a whole summary of the different things that's happening. I look at my Gmail. Oh, okay. So, shoot. It gives me the summary before I even open it up. And so I'm using it for everything. But now I'm using it to build videos. I'm using it to automate the process when it comes to editing. I use it for captions. Yes, I use it for captions. I use AI for all of my captions, for all of my shorts, for everything. No, we teach you about it. It's called Stock Club, Eddie A. You should be using it for resumes. A lot of y'all need AI in order to even speak correctly. Wyatt B says, bro, you right. How old is too old? My old side chick pulling up to my new side chick house and talking about she gonna tell my girl I'm too old for this. I'm gonna do better. Well, at least they didn't pull up to your main chick house. That's the part that you should have been concerned about. Don't listen. If the old side chick is pulling up to the new side chick in order to give her some pointers, that's not a big deal. Just make sure that the old side chick don't wind up going over to the new side chick, and then the new side chick start going over to the main chick. Then it's gonna get ugly. All right. Then you're gonna need some AI to give you some answers to figure that out. The downfall of Pontiac has to be studied. Facts. I'm with you on that. Whiskey Pierre says, Anton, shalom, blessings to you and fam in the biz. So, tomorrow's my 17th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. Congratulations. Praying for success and nothing but success. 40-year-old, 5 kids and living free. No more for me. No grade pick recently. Shout out to you, Whiskey Pierre. Congratulations, bro. I like that. Kelvin says, don't listen to Anton, buy meme coins. Go ahead, listen to him. Jay Hunter Lee says that Alan Mullally hired Dr. Willie Jolly for 3 years to help bring Ford back up. I don't remember no Dr. Willie Jolly, but I only know Alan Mullally because he was working with Bill Ford. He was working with Bill Ford, William Ford. Whoa, you teetering on the line of Patreon? I know, I'm chilling. I ain't saying it. 392Q says USA, a company that had Biden, but Trump made it better. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. KB says Microsoft is currently the top quantum computing. Cybersecurity will be the most needed position in the coming years. Yeah, to the Saturday. See, you want me to do the Saturday stream? All right. I'm gonna try to do the Saturday stream. Stat Sheet Stuffer says, any tips on implementing systems in everyday life? Everything you do is a system. Everything you do is a system. The first thing that you have to do, number one, on a very basic level, is that you have to make sure that you give yourself a schedule. You got to have a calendar, bro. If y'all not having a calendar, if you're just out here winging it, you're just trying to figure it out on a day-to-day basis, everything you do, from the bills that you pay, from the calendar that you operate by, from the time that you wake up in the morning, all the way over until then you start to transition it into your emails. I do it based off of my notes. Then that's when I start to use AI in order to do text to speech so that I give myself instructions on how I'm supposed to do stuff on a daily basis. Then you start to implement it into your work strategies, into your business. That's when you start automating certain things and you start creating systems that allow for you to drop on a regular basis and have consistency. You have to start at a very basic level, though. You have to get a calendar. The calendar is the most important thing that everybody should have in their life. Every man, all right, should have an assistant. At some point in your life, you need to get to the point to where you will actually have an assistant. I don't care if the assistant is your daughter. I don't care if the assistant is your girlfriend, if it's your side chick, if it's your wife. I don't care if the assistant is your wife that is using your AI assistant in order to help her. You need to have automation. You have to have people that have eyes on things in addition to you. And then that's when you'll start to take off. Yes, every man needs to have an assistant. Every man should at some point get an assistant. All right, let me revise that. Only the highest value men need to get an assistant. All right, is that better? If you're not that level, if you're not looking to aspire to be greater, then don't even worry about an assistant. But yeah. Fly Brown says, I really want to learn AI and or other computer skills. Does any chasers know of any tips and recommendations on how I should do so? Any help appreciated? You should play around with Gemini. Go and play around with Gemini. Once you start playing around with Gemini, because they have different things, right? So Gemini, I have to pull up my screen. I want to give y'all too much information. You can create videos. You can start doing deep research. You can actually literally create an app. Okay. your beginning journey into AI, Fi Brown, is honestly going to be you trying to figure out what you can do with it, right? So when you first start paying attention, when you're going to get curious, you're going to say, hey, create a picture that do this or do that. Once you start learning how to write prompts, because really, that's all these AI programs are, is learning how to be very, very detailed and specific when it comes to writing prompts. That's all it's really going to be. You're going to be writing prompts similarly to a software engineer writing code. You're going to be writing prompts that allow for you to figure out whatever it is or create whatever it is that you want. That's all AI is mainly going to be. It's instruction. You're giving your computer instruction on what to create from you. So, for example, whereas we used to have to go into Photoshop and spend an extraordinary amount of time to create the whatever it is that you want, the prompts that you write is going to then spit out the thing that exponentially saves you time to where you don't have to spend an extraordinary amount of time in Photoshop, but you have an understanding of what you're looking for because you are Photoshop proficient, will allow for you to be able to write better prompts. It's all about prompts. That's all AI is. Once you learn how to describe and write, I write prompts like crazy. That's all I do. I probably write about maybe 30 to 40 prompts a day. Or sometimes I'll save the prompts and I'll get more descriptive of them over a period of time. That's all I do is write prompts all day, every day. I am the prompt king right now. I'm prompting and I'm writing more descriptive. Man, I'm writing prompts for certain apps. I'm writing prompts for everything. Eddie A says, should I learn about stocks before joining the Patreon? No. Just join the Patreon and then start watching the stock clubs and then we live stream them. Payne says, you're doing work here, so thank you. I'm 31 in pharmacy trying to level up. Should I become an electrician or do IT cybersecurity? What are your thoughts? Well, it depends on what you want, right? An electrician is always going to be a need. It is a physical thing that has to be done, and so you'll always be able to have a job. Now, do you want your back to hurt? Or do you always want to have to physically be at a job, right? IT cybersecurity will be a need that is in demand forever. And you will be able to write your own ticket once you get to a certain level. So both of them are great. The question is, what is it that you want out of this? What do you want your life to look like in 10 years? That's what you got to ask yourself. What do you want your life to look like in 10 years? Do you want stability with just being an electrician? Or do you want to have the opportunity to write your own ticket as an IT cybersecurity, as an IT cybersecurity professional? That's really what you want to ask yourself. And don't use AI as a parent, as your dad. Yeah, women is using AI to get advice from a fatherly figure. So stupid. Victor Williams says AI governance is a growing field. NIST is even adding AI framework to the CSF that will have high job security. Saucy says, have you heard anything about the gun company Grab a Gun, a new IPO? I haven't heard anything about that, Saucy. I don't know nothing about it. DJ Complex says, what's your opinion on Klarna rehiring fired employees due to AI backfire? What? Give me a second. Let me see what y'all talking about. I like this format. Let me see. Klarna. Let me look at the most recent interview with CNBC that Klarna had.
So could Klarna be the next? So could Klarna be the next company to possibly re-enter the ring? Let's find out. Joining me in his first broadcast interview since pulling those plans is Sebastian Semyakovsky, the co-founder and CEO of Klarna. Sebastian, it's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me. It's fun to be back.
There's so much to delve into, but I have to imagine you guys are going to be back. Look, the waters are warm. They're practically hot right now.
Yep. I mean, it's been an interesting few weeks, we have to say that. I think also as we've been watching and monitoring what's been going on in e-commerce, is, we do $100 billion worth of volume per year. So we get a pretty good sense. And I mean, last few weeks, we were actually starting to see some slowdown in the US market among some merchants, particularly one with a lot of Chinese goods. But it seems to be more positive and picking up again. So we're happy about that.
And that comes in contrast to Affirm, which had shares drop 13% just a couple of weeks ago on a weak forecast. They're talking about, disappointing forecasts, sparking a sell-off. Not necessarily signs of weakened consumer spending yet, maybe some strategic issues. But how would you say would it really even be a difference the last few weeks in terms of spending looking a little bit better, or do you think there are just some competitive differences here?
Let me see something. Gross merchandise value, $105 billion. Revenue, $2.8 billion. 24% year-over-year growth. Net profit, $21 million.
There might be, one often compares to Affirm. The truth is that they're much more of like a big ticket financier, right? You'll borrow big ticket items from us. We're more a payments company. Our average order value is $100. I think there's almost like 1,000. But it may also be, we won Walmart from Affirm recently. What did I know? Maybe that played into the game here. But I think in general, we're still cautious about the US consumer outlook, right? I do think there's still some nervousness, and we do see some indications that we could, see a more negative outlook. But hopefully the positive news will continue becoming.
Yeah, speaking of which, as you said, you guys replaced Affirm as the buy now, pay later provider for Walmart. What did you have to do to get that deal?
Well, I hope show a lot of dedication. I felt very, coming from Sweden, the small country, going to Arkansas, Bentonville, and, I felt that there was a lot of similarities with the Midwest culture. And, we just we bow our heads down and work really hard. And I hope they felt that we were a supplier that was going to do everything for them and one pay to partner with.
Having had the pleasure of being to Sweden a couple of times, I take your point. So you also had DoorDash. This one made a lot of waves where you announced this buy now, pay later partnership. And a lot of people were like, great, this is basically, a way to split up the cost of unaffordable Chipotle deliveries, and a lot of eye rolling and things like that. Is there a real need for buy now, pay later loans on DoorDash? And where's that need coming from?
Yeah, that was crazy when I said.
No, it is a misunderstanding. Klarna, if you look at Klarna in Europe, we are basically a PayPal equivalent. We process all types of purchases, and we do both debits where you pay in full and so forth. In the US, it is a very strange market because you have a tremendously high fee of debit payments. And with vendors like Uber, DoorDash that we work with, they have strong incentives of looking for better, more affordable payment solutions, and we can build them for them. We have this ability to, for example, aggregate transactions from a whole month and put them at a bill at the end of the month, which allows us to process payments very, very attractively for those merchants. So there's tons of other things that we're just not as familiar with, but people love jumping into the, pizza on installments association. But for us, this is a natural step because we want Americans to start to associate us with not only buy now, pay later, but the PayPal wallet type of experience that we have, and also the neobank offering.
So they don't want to be known as a buy now, pay later, which is basically what they are. Okay, they are always going to be buy now, pay later. It's the same thing that Affirm is. It's the same thing that all of these places are. Really, it's just another form of creative financing. Okay, that's all it is. It's creative financing. Buy now, pay later is creative financing. And so you can buy your eyelashes. Man, when I seen that junk pop up on DoorDash, I said, what is going on? How is this? How are people cornering DoorDash? Okay, so I'm gonna look at it both from the consumer's perspective, and then I'm gonna also look at it from the company's perspective. I think that the finance industry, when you're talking about the Klarnas, when you're talking about the Afterpays, when you talk about places like that, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to compete because they're competing against each other. The ways that they make money is not just through the financing, but it's also doing deals so that they can process payments. They make a small fee or a small percentage off of the processing of payments. Okay. So it's the same thing that MasterCard does. It's the same thing that Visa does. It's the same thing that these merchant processors does. They make a small fee, and then they also charge a lot of these companies to build out the payment processing of whatever it is that they're issuing out to their customers. So it's more than one way in which they make money. And it has to be more than one way in which they make money because a lot of people are defaulting on their payments. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that are buying bundles with Klarna and Afterpay, and they can't hack it. They can't hack it. And so these payment processors, in order to grow, they're basically losing a bunch of money to people that don't necessarily pay all of their bills because they made it available for everybody. Anybody can sign up and get you an Afterpay. I did. I looked it up. I got you, G Money. So, for example, I just pulled it up. I looked it up on MSNBC. First of all, it says the Klarna CEO says AI helped the company shrink the workforce by over 40%. I pulled it up. Goes on to say the company has managed to shrink its headcount by about 40%, in part due to investments in artificial intelligence and natural attrition in its workforce. The truth is the company has shrunk from about 5,000 now to about 3,000 employees. If you go to LinkedIn and you look at jobs, you'll see we're shrinking. Now, a lot of companies are looking at it as a good thing, especially if you are a publicly traded company. I don't think that Klarna is a publicly traded company, but they are looking to IPO. In order for them to IPO successfully, meaning it's an initial public offering, meaning that you're taking a company from private to public. Most of the time, a lot of these companies have venture capital funds. And it's the same thing as investing in a company and hoping that it becomes successful later in the stock market. But a lot of these companies have venture capital funds that are funding them. So how do they grow so fast? Well, they grow really fast because they're looking to expand to as many markets as possible and get as many customers as possible. It makes it attractive to investors. And so growth when they're private, not profitability. Growth is the number one thing that they focus on when they're looking at IPO. They also have to make the balance sheet attractive. So what that means is they want to do more with less. So now they're taking AI and they're using natural attrition. Anton, what is natural attrition? Natural attrition is you're not necessarily laying people off, but at the same time, or you're not laying off the entire workforce, but at the same time, as people move on to other jobs, as people quit, as people retire or whatever, then you don't necessarily replace those jobs. You just have the other companies or the other employees doing more with AI or what you already have, right? So they're increasing efficiency. They call it synergies in a lot of places, but they're increasing efficiencies, all right? Now, the goal with this private equity investments of all of these different companies that invest in it, and they say, hey, we're going to give you the money to be able to, make the purchases and allow people to pay you back over a period of time. Hopefully we can show that the company is profitable, and then eventually we can IPO. Well, why do they want to IPO? Because the minute that they IPO, the minute that they go public, then that's when the payout comes. The venture capital funds get a return on their investment, and then hopefully the company is profitable in the future to where they can continue to make money and generate a lot of revenue. All right? Okay? One of the reasons, Bob Brown, that they added it to McDonald's and DoorDash and all of these places is because it incentivizes you to purchase more. It incentivizes you to purchase more. It's just like the credit card theory. When I see people and they say, Anton, it's okay to get the credit card because I got points and all of this stuff. And they even if you struggle, even if you pay off the balance at the end of the month, sometimes you struggle to because you don't manage your finances that effectively. And so what happens is when you have that card, when you have Klarna, when you have Afterpay, you will more than likely purchase more than you normally would if you just had regular cash or you just normally purchased it from your debit card. You'll be surprised, JD, how many people actually purchase stuff with Afterpay or DoorDash. It's a thing. If it wasn't a thing, it wouldn't be on the apps. It wouldn't be on the platforms, my friend. If it wasn't a thing, it wouldn't be on the apps. It wouldn't be on the platforms. All right? Smart, Zay. Very, very smart. So they know that you're more likely to purchase more because when you finance, you're willing to spend more money. It's just the facts of the matter. Just the facts of the matter. You bought a mattress for the firm? Why? What you buy a mattress for the firm for? They got some great mattresses on Amazon that you can order. It come in a box, mattress in a box. It's all sealed up. You pop open that seal, poof, it opens up. You leave it for 24 to 48 hours, and it'll just get up to its natural, and it feel good. It feel good. You don't need to buy nothing with no firm. All you got to do is get something that's aligned with your budget. Save for it. Yep, Quentin, I agree. So, but anyways, the goal is for them to IPO. When they IPO, it allows for the general public to invest in them. It's an infusion of cash, a huge amount of cash if they IPO correctly. And everybody makes money, everybody get rich. That's how a lot of times people want equity into the company instead of wanting to pay, because when they IPO, that's how they get rich. That's how they get rich. I'm gonna start putting a list of the things that I buy with an Amazon code or something. With an Amazon code. Anyways, it goes on to say that the Swedish fintech provider has been outspoken about its aggressive adoption of AI tools across the company while touting the productivity gains that have come along with the result. The company deployed an AI generated version of whatever his name is to announce its third quarter results last year to demonstrate that AI can automate jobs. Klarna partnered with ChatGPT maker and OpenAI in 2023 and launched an AI customer service assistant using its technology a year later. The company said last year that AI was doing the work of 700 customer service agents. Klarna's headcount fell from 5,527 full-time employees at the end of December 2022 to 3,400 staffers at last December, according to the company's IPO prospectus. Filed in March, the company attributed the reduction to its efforts to leverage AI and lower its overall headcount, adding that it expects headcount to continue to fall over time. Yep, I said it. We have simply communicated to our employees that we're doing what we're going to do, and we're going to shrink. So now we're going to stop hiring. Natural attrition is in a company like ours. It's 15 to 20% per year. So basically, they don't have to lay anybody off. They're just shrinking by 20% every single year. What's 20% of 5,000, y'all? 550 times 2. That's 1,100 employees. That's a lot of turnover. What kind of system? What are they running over there? 20% turnover in a year? That's a lot of turnover. Must be a toxic work environment. Anyways, let me pivot. Let me read some of these super chats. Give me a second, y'all. All right, let me read some of the super chats. What is your opinion on Klarna rehire? Oh, yeah, I read that one. Shout out to DJ Complex. EB Miles says, what do you think about fintech? I don't think that it's anything innovative. I mean, using technology to continue to innovate in the financial space, all you're going to see is more competition continue to heat up between all of the different financial providers. Regulation is really going to be the biggest hurdle, because that's the thing that prevents some financial providers from being able to do certain things. That's why Apple had to partner with Apple Pay. They had to partner, not with Apple Pay, but with the Apple Card. They had to partner with Wells Fargo. I think they had partnered with Wells Fargo, but basically leveraging technology to continue to improve financial products. Fintech, I mean, I don't know. I mean, everything is going to continue to improve. Yeah, I like this format, PJ. I personally like it also. So I don't think anything about it. I mean, I was in fintech to an extent. I think that the real money that you make is in traditional companies innovating over a period of time. AW said, when God is for you, he is more than the world. He is more than the world against you. Keep moving forward and don't look back at naysayers. I like that. Pretty positive. Pretty positive. I taught myself 3D and other art forms to supplement my photography because AI art is good. I compete with AI while using AI for other things. I don't think you can compete with it. It's just going to take over. MIT and Harvard have free AI online classes, says Aaron L. Shout out to you, Aaron L. I appreciate you for that. Latrell says, any thoughts on discover merging into Capital One? Yeah. I recently got the alert that Discover is now sending out notifications to basically say nothing is going to change with the app. You know, everything is going to be the same, but Discover is now being managed or merged with Capital One. That is now going out to a lot of different people. I think that Capital One wanted Discover's payment processing systems. Discover wanted the synergy from Capital One. So now what you're going to see is a lot of layoffs within those sectors because you can't have two HR departments. They're going to leverage the best of each other, and then they're going to absorb different customer bases, and then they're going to start to get rid of, the duplication or the redundancies in different departments. You don't need two corporate headquarters. You'll probably see the applications start to look a little bit more similar because you're going to see some reskinning. You don't need two different sets of developers developing and putting together things for something that you basically swallowed up their customer base. And why they bought it was for the payment processors. I actually did a live stream on this when I first announced that it was a possibility of a merger. But I think there's going to be a natural attrition, synergies, which means that there'll probably be, people that get laid off, and you're going to start to see some similarities within the applications. So, but that's why they bought it for, is the payment processors, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what else we got here. Chris Mayberry says they got Zion Williamson. It always comes back to the money. Daddy and the Caddy says no Diddy, but can't stop dreaming about your bald head. Jay Hunter Lee says you can't even write code for Python, Kali Linux, Wireshark, or other pen testing tools. You can even write it. That's what he said. Don the Architect says, Facts AD, I'm currently using AI to develop a construction cost estimator. See? That will constantly check material costs and adjust estimates accordingly. That's beautiful. And if you develop it well enough, you can actually sell the software. Ryan Powell says people should learn from AI. What I mean is increasing your vocabulary, writing, reason, skills, etc. In this case, AI, this version was gone tomorrow. RetroVet says Klarna and other buy now, pay later services are experiencing a rise in customer service defaults. Yep, they are. People ain't paying their bills, which people struggling to repay loans. And that's the key. AD, they even added Klarna and Afterpay to DoorDash for food. Is bad. People really are financing McDonald's and other fast food takeout. That's crazy. Stat Sheet Stuffer says Klarna equal another opportunity to be irresponsible. I remember when McDonald's wanted to be known as the restaurant instead of a fast food joint. Tia Marie says a variable in all of this from AI is otherwise is you. Can't blame AI and innovation for your lack of commitment and work ethic and stick-to-itiveness. Yeah. That and being adaptable is what matters the most. Aaron L. says lots of angel investors looking to fund fintech for emerging markets like Africa and Southeast Asia. Let me go and check something out before I end this stream. I want to see something else really quickly. They ain't even started it yet. I thought they would have already started it. I was trying to hold off for Trump and Elon Musk in the Oval Office on a farewell. That was the whole point of this live stream. But I think I'm going to just review it tomorrow. I think I'm gonna review it tomorrow. I think I'm gonna wind up reviewing it tomorrow. So everything is just waiting for them to start the live stream. They were supposed to start it somewhere around 1:30. It's 1:53. So I guess we'll do a live stream tomorrow. All right? Let's do a live stream tomorrow, y'all. In the morning time, we're gonna kick it. And we're gonna do 6 days this week. We're gonna do 6 days this week. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all actually wait to join the Patreon until the first of the month. I don't go get the truck for another 2 hours. I do need to drop off my 911, and then I do need to go and pick up the truck. So after hours tonight, y'all. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all tonight. Peace.